Maybe, would you ask that question again? Oh, actually, I'm just gonna do.
I didn't recognize that that was a church. Um, it looked like it was a partial building to me. And I also didn't see any cross. It looked like some fancy little architectural detail, but it didn't look like a cross to me. And so given the description I just gave you, that's what prompted my wanting how you intended that to be interpreted.
Yeah. So that building is the chapel on the island in St. Ives, and it's disused. It's not a church. And I think that that ties in with what you're saying about like it's an old building and you don't really can't tell whether it's God or dead, right? Um,
Okay, so I'll tell you. Okay, I won't
yeah.
tell you the whole thing. I'll just tell you part of it. To me, it was this. I I'm weird. I can't help it.
Be weird, be weird.
It was like it was this box that she hid things in.
What things?
Things in her head,
Should
things
I
from her
answer
heart. Just
things from
was I close?
it's brand new. I don't know. Um, yeah, I mean to me it was just it was
You gasped, so I want to know why you gasped.
did I gasp at a box where she keeps things? Box where she keeps things. A box where she keeps things. I love the way you described that. That like the idea that it's a box on a hill, like it's a box because it's so far away as well. And like there is something really toy-like about that island. Like it's ridiculous. It's this little peninsula off of the town, and it's its own complete own space, and it's got this little chapel on the top of it. So this like that idea that it was the a box in the background is so lovely to me. Things that she keeps inside, yeah, because I've never been inside there. And the other thing is that pointy thing at the beginning when it's like that Jen called it a reference to like a third eye reference. um that is John Nill's sarcophagus inside there. So that's another like got it's boxes, boxes inside boxes is interesting to me, and I think that that is definitely a thing.
Can you
um,
explain John Nill's sarcophagus?
John Nill is a magician, a magic man, who is from St. Ives, and at the steeple at the top of the hill from where I lived as a child, is this it's just it's they call it the steeple, and it but it's not like on a church or anything, it's just this pointy brick spire on its own, just a steeple, not a church. And yeah, and inside he he's in a sarcophagus inside it. I don't know what else to say, man. Like, yeah, is that interesting? No. Anyway, does that yeah? So hiding things inside boxes is interesting. Uh, yeah. um 2 minutes to go. We've had some really wonderful, yeah, exactly. Make a sound so that comes on the screen.
So my entire life on the $1 bill in the United States is this thing. And there's all the Freemason stuff and all that imagery with these type of and the Egyptian pyramids, and yeah, and then the top of this one comes off with the third eye, which is always what makes me think of it.
But because we've been talking about the connection between fantasy and reality, is that because that's not the verbiage that you used when or also used when we were talking about it? Um, Fantasy versus reality. What did you say?
What for me with the fantasy versus
Yeah,
reality?
you said like
Sorry.
um reality, like something to do with tethered. Was it tethered?
Oh, yeah. So suspending your disbelief, sort of like fantasy versus reality. Who's jetting? All right. Good night. See ya. Be well. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
It was just a specific phrase that you used. It was uh love that's in reality and love that's in fantasy, but you didn't say fantasy.
Mm,
But
I
yeah,
don't-
so connecting the spire and the magic man and the boxes and boxes to that process of tethering fantasy into reality. And it's like the way she walks around the land and the ocean, and it's like as she's walking she's tethering this fantasy, and through the process of the film, the feature film, it becomes more and more reality.
she becomes more tethered to reality.
Yeah, her fantasy romance becomes more tethered to reality.
Lovely. Yeah. But even the
Oh,
you speak, just go.
sorry,
No, please.
sorry. Okay. So okay, about the fantasy versus reality. So I noticed the difference between the scenes. Like there's a softness kind of thing on the screen, softness, right?
Yeah.
And some other scenes are the opposite. So is it the way of showing audience to differentiate that this scene is imaginary and this scene is not?
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, we had, me and Alina, the DOP, we had like so many conversations about this character lives in this fantasy world, this character lives in this more I can't remember what the adjectives were, but we had netting in front of the camera in certain shots with certain characters in certain settings, and a different color mesh in front of the camera for other ones, and then other ones there was no mesh. There were other things as well. But yeah, it was very deliberate, and I appreciate you pointing it out. Thank you.
Okay.
Also, I really like your hoodie.
The hoodie itself is fantasy in a good way.
Tethered into reality firmly.
Yeah.
I also noticed. I rewatched it while you guys were talking, and the dad uh, wearing the mask.
Yeah.
Is there more to it? I believe you did answer that, but I think like there was a line that said the dad was going through his own thing.
Going to his own thing.
Yeah, there was a line there, I think.
Captions, it says that.
Yeah.
Her mum's nice, but she doesn't understand, and we think that's her dad. He's new, and he's kind of going through something.
Yeah.
He's kind of going through something. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, so the demon is that expression of, the thing that he's going through, which is alcoholism, and yeah, just generally darkness, right? Like the dependency, and that's why he's got those horns and that tongue. Like he's like like, yeah, on the inside. But he's also got this kind of stoic put togetherness, which is interesting. I love that character so much. Did that answer that question? My little sister made that mask.
Oh, great.
Which is probably
That's
not
cool.
right. I don't know.
But I think she was also asking, like, he's going through, I mean, there looks like there's even more of a metamorphosis pupae larva state to him with the way he behaves and with the shaved head and the body language. To me, like, I wondered whether there was also, I mean, demons, alcoholism, meanness, trauma. I could feel all that sense, but also artistic queer something, also trans, I don't know what. Like there was something pupil, like evil, but also like a pupil larva state also. I don't know why I got that idea about it, but
He's bald.
because of the baldness and the way he acted and some of the, yeah, I don't know why.
I love that. People.
I mean, it's costuming, it's a choice, right? Like you could have put hair on him or not.
Well, you did start him out with a wig that got torn off,
Yeah.
and the almost gown-like robe or whatever.
Right. So I thought there was some sort of two-spirity trans some sort of something happening.
He's
I was
definitely
referring to that, yeah.
Hmm?
Huh?
I was referring to that, like he. I also noticed that what Jane was talking about just right now. Yeah.
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 And you
About the
thought there might be something changing or queer. That's what you said. Like, is he changing? I thought that's what you brought up. You saw the same sort of stuff I did and wondered. It piqued that interest.
I love that there's a sense of change in what we see in his
For the
journey.
dark, the light, the feminine, the masculine, the good energy, the bad energy, the caring, the hating, the pushing away, the pulling in, all of that came through for me.
I love, thank you. And
And
that's why it's iridescent. That's why the jacket is iridescent as well. That
and
is
it came through thinking again, the handful of times I watched this first, I thought this was it. I
Yeah.
didn't know there was a feature film. I didn't know there was more. I thought you wrote this very mind-bendy short piece that raised all of these questions, which I
everything
thought,
else I've ever made is like that.
huh?
So I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
No, I loved it. That's why I said it. I was like, it's so open for discussion, interpretation. It's a lot. And I think it will stand on its own, which is what I've said. Aside from there's more in the box to be unraveled and unwrapped.
In the sarcophagus, in the
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Me too. Let's get it.
Bring it. I want to know. I mean, I'm happy with what I got. I love this. However, if there's
so we can
this
unpack all those boxes.
All of the
right,
boxes.
right. I mean, exactly what Naomi said it the other day. Like, it's a proof of concept short. It's giving you a taste. I mean, she said that to me. She's like, "Yeah, you get it. It is what it is." But I'm excited about what else this leads to. What more we get.
Me too. And I think that is a perfect segue for us all to go to our beds now.
Well, I'm gonna blow more at you that.
Okay, well, yeah, no, keep going. That's fine.
It shows at me, which is what I've said since I watched it, right? I already know you're someone whose stories I want to watch. I want your stories on screen. I want what you're going to bring. I want them.
And
The
I've got
drug of choice, the addict in me that uses stories on screen and paper to deal with life, to understand life, to relate to life, to escape life, is here for it. And I think you have a talent and a light, and I'm ready. And I hope that people see that and support you as a filmmaker, me as a filmmaker. Netflix is a platform that brings these authentic stories to screen. Like, we have so many wonderful stories to tell. And
Can I add a little something to that?
Yeah, I'm going to say we do have an abundance mindset, and we all work together to try to bring these stories and amplify them. And together we're stronger. Like, if we do this, and we get more people, like you, Maeve, have been that person. Frankie introduced me to Maeve and vice versa. There's a huge abundance mindset here. Like, the two of you have that and shine that in spades. Naomi has that in wanting to support films and stories on screen and pay filmmakers. And yes, Maeve, I will segue to you in that end. Go.
In my 68 years of life, I have only said this to two people. And I probably shouldn't say this publicly, but it is a limited number of public people here. And you don't have to reply. And I've actually known it for some time, but seeing your proof of concept this evening just further amplify that in my mind. I would love to work with you sometime, Frankie.
Yeah, same. It would be so sick. Imagine actors as well. Like imagine, like the other day, me and Faye went into the woods and we randomly made something in the woods. I'm very excited. But like imagine if we could like just be in a space, know that we were gonna have somewhere to distribute it, and a community of all people looking after each other, right? And and we get really freaking great actors, really freaking great writing, and we just channel the stuff that wants to be channeled and we make it happen, and the cinematographer
Wow.
Manifest it. Let's do it. You know, the lady, I already told you her. It's called manifesting. Look it up. I love
Look-
her. I love her. Let's do it. Let's go manifesting. Let's do it. Make it so, as Star Trek would say, right? Make it so.
um
So I
Yeah.
think that people here could bring more questions to the table. So to that end, I think you're having an event next week, possibly. And if not, this film will be a part of Gilbert Baker Film Festival and another film festival I saw in Happy Laurels, which is exciting. But Gilbert will be virtual and global and not geolocked, so you all can watch it again. And I would beg and celebrate and ask that you bring questions and things to the when that watch party happens, because there's more to be unpacked out of these boxes.
So many boxes, so much unpacking.
Yeah.
Are we doing that code? I'm just gonna say code.
Oh, the Lesflix code. Everybody here, I have pushed Lesflix on in, they have all attended watch parties, but in general, Hmm?
This is recorded and there are definitely people watching the
there
recording.
are going to be people watching this recording. Maybe you're comfortable with that because you said something publicly, privately, that about the Lesflix discount code. So if you would like,
If you come on Monday, if you buy a ticket, you come on Monday morning, 9 a.m. discount code for a
oh,
subscription. A Sapphic. No, am I? I'm
yes,
just. Yeah.
you are correct. For anyone that purchases a ticket and watches any of this, there is a discount for subscribing to Lesflix, but getting a lifetime discount as well as an extra month free on top of your subscription to Lesflix. And so, and Lesflix is the home of Sapphic stories on screen. It is the largest platform with the most Sapphic stories on it, which is women loving, women aligned, women love stories and all of that. And my understanding and my hope is that this proof of concept short will be on Lesflix as a distribution platform, and then at some point your feature film will end up distributed on Lesflix. And what?
And so it is.
Yes. And you know, do you want to speak to Lesflix or do you want me to just keep going, Naomi? I enjoy doing it. Okay. So for those that don't know, I mean, it's been around 4 years at this point. We have more than 265. We're way over that number now. Stories on there. But the idea behind Lesflix is also this abundant mindset, supporting stories on screen, Sapphic stories on screen from beginning to end. So helping people while they're writing their films, helping people while they're fundraising for their films, helping people when they film their films, helping people with distributions, and then helping people getting audience connected to the films and to the filmmakers and creating community around all of it. We have all gone through what keeps happening in the world, which is not enough Sapphic stories are being told, and the ones that are being told get told on different terms, or the plug gets pulled, whether it's ready to be plugged or, you know, pulled or not. The shows get canceled or don't get canceled. And there can be a Sapphic utopia where we have a place where you can connect and believe and support Sapphic stories on screen from beginning to end and beyond, to having the films be made and written and produced, having discussion groups, having watch parties, having social events. And that's this world. I mean, that is part of what has been so amazing about the vision that Naomi has had for Lesflix in believing in that. Gilbert Baker Film Festival is aligned in that. We care that these stories get amplified, that the filmmakers get an audience, that they get connected. And, you know, Netflix has been great about helping Gilbert Baker Film Festival with that kind of thing. Like, it's the same abundance mindset, and together we're stronger. Helping
No, that echoes so much what I just wrote in my investors deck. It's incredible.
Yeah. 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 Because there can be a world or story, but we have to believe in it. And the other thing I would ask is, for anyone watching, I don't have money, I can't invest. You have a voice. You can tell someone in your world, you can repost on social media, you can like or comment on social media. You have a voice in your own world with the few people you connect with, or the one or two queer people that you may or may not know on the internet or old snail mail or whatever, and use your voice that way. If you have a social media platform, amplify these stories. And then if you can afford in any way, I will say it, put your money and your voice where your mouth is. If you want stories on screen, this takes a lot of time and money. And if you believe in this, you've got to walk the walk and talk the talk, and amplify and spend with your voice and with your time and your participation. And for anyone in countries where it matters, I'm going to say one more, which I talked about earlier today: vote. Be part of legislation that controls what happens to queer people, and people of color and minorities and all that. Because if you stay quiet, we're quiet. If we're silenced, we're silenced.
And if you have any creative streak whatsoever, write,
Right.
paint, do something that
Yeah.
puts it out there.
Volunteer. I mean, there's volunteer opportunities. Everyone that's these queer creators needs help, needs support, needs help with amplification. We all need to work smarter, not harder. And everyone that hears this and anyone that knows can be part of the solution to bringing more stories that you want to see on screen to screen. So there you go. There you go. Support indie filmmakers, support platforms and organizations that support indie filmmakers and queer filmmakers, like Netflix, like Gilbert Baker Film Festival, like Speakeasy that Maeve runs. I mean, Maeve supports all kinds of writers. She gives her time to helping writers and people in the industry. So there you go. Is that it? You need more?
So much. That is precisely why I wanted to do this. This is great.
Wow, I'm so happy that it's been like the cat out of the bag, that now we get to share your film and talk about it. And there's more, right?
There's so much more.
But getting to connect and know, like, everyone here has a connection with the two great filmmakers in this room. Maeve has an amazing story that none of you have heard about, which we'll bring another time and talk about. Tons of stories, actually, but a feature film that's a particularly dazzling story that I know more about. But you have lots. But that's what I'm saying. These are humans that you have connections to, and you can watch that journey unfold. It's pretty amazingly fun and feels pretty good. Yeah. All right.
Now you made me forget the question I was going to ask.
I'm sorry, I yapped right over you. Shocker. About stories on screen, about your film.
I have no idea. I don't remember at all.
Well, you know what? There'll be time
by surprise.
there'll be things in the comments. Yeah. So at some point, I don't know if this is the first time that Maeve and Naomi have met, but at another time there needs to be a connection there in long term.
Yes, it is. And it's nice to see you, Naomi.
I know you've heard me talk of and about a lot. Yeah. So
and I went to your website and peeked around and stuff a little, and thought, yeah, that would be really nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick everyone out now. I'm freaking tired.
That's it. I was under the misunderstanding that you were doing something tomorrow, and I apologize to anyone, but if not, there's still stuff on Behind the Road social media about getting to an event on Monday. Can you explain that? Or is that connected to this or not?
It is. It's the after party. If you'll want to come to the after party, it's on Monday at 9 a.m.
In the UK.
Okay, my 9 a.m. Yes.
Oh, that's a very lovely time for me then. 10 a.m.
Yes.
Great bonus
great.
for staying up late tonight.
I will be awake, and you have a Zoom, so we'll talk about that. All right, and in between, you can watch the film because it's on YouTube, right? You loaded high K def on there, so rewatch it on YouTube. You can share it with other people to watch it there and comment. Subscribe to their YouTube channel. Subscribe to Gilbert Baker's YouTube channel. Subscribe to Lesflick's YouTube channel, and social medias. Like all the things, it does help. Your voice helps. There you go. All right, kids. Same bad time. Thank you for sharing your gift and your light. Boom.
Yes.
Keep it up. All right. Who's closing it? You're killing it? What are you doing? You're ending the room? Who's got the power?
End it. Is it, how do we save the recording? Does it do it automatically?
So I think it recorded to my laptop, but this laptop has room, so it will be there. Oh, wait, somebody showed up. Stop recording and let someone in. Let's just let it roll. You can edit. You want to end it? It's Rochelle's iPhone.
Rochelle, no, let her in. Come on. Rochelle can see us all out. Rochelle.
Is that our Rochelle?
Yes.
I don't know who our.
Girl.
Rochelle!
You get the final.
You
No
live-
word.
You look like a model.
She does look like a
She
movie star
is.
model. Do you have any words for us? Can you be safe and speak at the same time?
So Rochelle has made several films, and one of them is called Breathe, and it is about domestic violence, and the next one is called This Is the End of Us. Did I just say that title right? This Is the End of Us, and it is about suicide prevention.
Oh, that's the
So-
one I gave money to that you asked for money. Yes?
I hope so.
You asked for a crowdfunder. I gave them money. Well, me, not the film festival, but yeah. Think so.
You're muted, Rochelle.
You're muted, Rochelle. You gotta unmute. Here, I'll ask to unmute.
There we go. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for giving to that film. And yeah, I'm just popping on. I had to take my daughter. She has a choir concert, so I have a few minutes before I have to go back in. But
It is so freaking good to see you, lady.
oh, it's so good to see you too. Here, let me see. I can change it to where I can see everybody at once, not just one person.
Can you
You
see
get-
the whole grid on your
Well,
phone, or you can see it 4 at a time when you swipe left?
I think I can see
You swipe to the
8
side, and you
at
can
a
see
time.
4 at a time.
Yeah, I can see 8 at a time right now, which is
You get the final
lovely.
word, Rochelle. This is the last line of the whole thing. Make it a good
Oh
one.
yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. It's a lot of pressure.
Did you already see some of the concert?
No, her concert starts at 7, but I have to bring her like super early.
And have you watched Frankie's Behind the Roads proof of concept short yet?
I'm not sure which version I've seen. I've seen a version at one point, and it was brilliant. I love it.
Well said. Good job.
This
So I will watch the recording of this because it looks like it's being recorded. Yes.
It is, yeah.
Perfect.
Do you want to explain your 2 things, or no? Was it enough with what Frankie said? Did you hear?
Oh, I mean I can, but I feel like this is Frankie's time. I don't want to talk about myself.
I'm done. It's over. This is the last 2 moments of the ting. We're finished. This is, you know.
Oh, I'm so sad that I just barely squeezed in, but
You're joining the joy, and he had asked if you would share about your film, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
part of the
Aw.
deal. We care about what other people are producing, so or making. So what you got?
yeah. So Frankie put it very well. Yeah. So my first film, Breathe, is a short about domestic violence, and it's meant to really illustrate the complexities of staying or leaving. And yeah, really proud of how that film did. That was my first film, and yeah, and then now my latest one, I'm in post-production right now, and it is about suicide awareness, and it's just a moment. It's a moment where two strangers meet. They both have the same goal of ending their life, and then they end up talking and make it through the night together. So it's meant to be hopeful. So yeah. That's what I got. That's my short car pitch.
Carpet. It just like floats up into the sky because it's an elevator.
We'll try to remember to repost the I know you had crowdfunding, but we can find the info between the pages and try to rebump it up on at least my page or Gilbert's or something. Because I found it because of Frankie. Frankie put out an appeal to help
And
this.
someone in this room has been educating me about amplifying people's posts. So I'll try to do better with yours also.
Oh,
The amplifier gold star.
Well, yeah.
Jen.
All right.
We're still in our echo chamber a little bit. I'm going to be honest.
What's the echo
Right?
chamber made of?
So I'm going to be direct. Like everyone here are people, you know, you and I had a first connection to. Nope. Did anyone come to this thing tonight that we didn't have a first hand connection? You didn't necessarily, but between you and I, Frankie, we know everybody here, which means we're stuck in our own echo chamber. And the way that we can get out of that is by helping each other. So Rochelle, you want something put out, I will put it out to my audience is your audience. Your audience is my audience. I will share your work. You share my work. You come to my events. I go to your events. And our audiences, you know, can help each other. And you don't know whose stories are going to touch, but we have to cross promote. We have to be willing to have that abundance mindset, which I know you do. I mean, I don't know about you, Rochelle, but I know the other people in here with large platforms do. We care about sharing, but we have to share each other's. We have to use our voice and comment on things. If you share a post, comment above it, comment below it, ask other people to do the same. We have to push to get out of our echo chamber. And even if we don't, if we all have our own echo chambers, if we hook all our echo chambers together, then we're a little bit longer and a little bit stronger. And I don't mean it in a poo-poo way. I'm just saying, like, I was hoping there would be more fresh faces here. I'm not disappointed. People came, people participated. It's amazing. We still have time to grow and do more.
We're obviously all coming 9 a.m. Monday.
I hope so.
But this was a beautiful group.
It was I'm not disappointed in the group. Sorry, I sound really defensive with that. That's not the point. The group is amazing. What I'm disappointed in is the growth. I'm going to be clear. Like, I did a lot of work this week and I wanted to amplify Frankie's work farther.
I did it.
Wanted to bring more fresh people to know what an incredible body of work this human has created. And this filmmaker here who I believe in. And you, I know, I believe in your story. You know that. I believed in yours. I put my money where my mouth is, Rochelle. I've already paid for your film. Like, I am walking the walk and talking the talk, and I am trying to tell people. I'm just, yeah. I will work harder. I will work harder to bring you more people, and I got more time. And I certainly we made impressions on people outside of here, but. Yeah.
Oh, and Rochelle, I'm not going to put you in the spotlight by saying something here, but I am going to be emailing you with an important question.
Okay.
Dun dun dun.
If
now everybody can just wonder.
Well, yeah. And for what it's worth, I mean, I don't know if you want do you want your speakeasy out there for writers or no?
What's that?
Speakeasy or no? Yay or nay?
Anybody here is welcome to come to Speakeasy if you want. just it's for filmmakers, whether you're writers, directors, producers, DPs, did I say actors?
Nope.
Screenwriters, whatever aspect of filmmaking, it's for filmmakers to get together and talk shop.
Yeah.
Only rule is be polite.
Yeah.
That's it.
But it again lands into, we'll circle back with the happy. Together we're stronger. You happily share the space and the time and want people to come together and work together.
Yeah.
It's how it goes with indie film, indie stories. We've got to work together. Yeah.
Cool.
There you
Bye,
go.
everyone. Thank you
All
so
right.
much. This is
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Thank you so much for your time and your gifts and your light. And
Yes.
thank you all.
Love you, Frankie. So proud of you.
And it's good. Yeah. If I press leave, it's gonna save the recording.
I will stop right now. How about that? Ready?